Hello. So right now we're gonna try to see what the don't ask ending is like. Hopefully it maybe sheds new light on what's happening, because in the ask ending he basically, as far as I know, maybe killed us. I'm not gonna say for sure, but he more or less wants to have Shu for himself. So let's see what's gonna happen now. Don't ask. I have a feeling it may be better not to talk about it. This is based on intuition. I think I should keep this mark a secret. Not only from him, but I should keep it from everyone. Are you hiding something? He asks, and I freeze as I pull out a chair. I jest. He gives a smile as if to laugh at me. He drinks coffee like there is nothing out of the ordinary. It may be best not to think too much about it. I try to think of something else and remember. It would be best if you don't go to the basement tomorrow night. Why? We will be having a guest. Please don't ask who. I once again get a bad feeling. Who could the guest be? Why? At 2 in the afternoon, I heard the basement where Shu is waiting. I head to the basement where Shu is waiting. It is rather gloomy to be afternoon with the lead-colored sky. It feels like it may rain. I can hear the rustling in the distant grove of trees. I take the usual route to the basement. Slowly the door creaks open. The walls are covered in pure white butterflies. They are dimly white in the darkness. It seems like what I could not see from before is revealed to me now. I do not feel revulsion or fear. Rather, it is the feeling of a familiar embrace. Opening the last door, I step into the basement. Like yesterday, Shu jumps to greet me. Remembering last night, I feel embarrassed. But either way, I am glad to see her again today. My concern for this morning vanishes. I continue reading Picture Book without pictures from where I left off yesterday. I sit down on the couch and Shu lies down beside me. With her head on my lap, she listens intently. The coffin, with its covering of straw, fell off and lay on the road, while horses, hearse, and the driver dashed wildly off. The moon's tail fills the room with its atmosphere. Tonight I read from the 10th evening to the 18th evening. I glance at my watch and stop turning the pages. It's 7:12 p.m., about time for dinner. I'll come again tomorrow, I say, stroking her head. The sensations of the soft white hair, her childlike warmth. She nods in a slight disappointment. Her expression makes my chest tighten. I have a sudden urge to hug her. Oh yes, Shu? Remembering, I wonder if I should tell her about the mark. But in the end I decide to keep it to myself. I want to do my best not to worry her. I need to find a different topic since I have her attention. So I end up asking her what I was curious about. I heard that you have a guest tonight. It is at that instant. All the expressions from her face falls before me. It is true that her expressions are limited normally, but this is by no means a normal situation. The warmth has been drained from her being, her eyes looking at me as glassy and unmoving. After the performance last night, the poor little man strolled out of the town to the lonely churchyard. The wreath of flowers on Columbine's graves had already faded. Oh, Shu? Shu starts hearing me call her. Abruptly, she grabs my shoulders and pushes me onto the couch. Unbalanced, my head hits the corner of the timber frame. The pain of the impact, the sensation of my brain going numb. Then I feel her warm breath on my lips and the touch of her tongue. Warm saliva trickles all the corners of my mouth. Shu, what? I try to ask in a broken voice, but my field of vision grows hazy at the ceiling. Because of the bump, my limb seems to have gone limp. I can hear my pulse thundering in my eyes. My breath is ragged and heavy. So terribly dizzy. Without even feigning embarrassment, she traces a small finger on my skin. Sighs and pulses, lukewarm body fluids, lips and tongue upon mine while I lay prone. Dull, gloomy, heated darkness, pleasant suffocation, cohesive thought ceasing, pulse stopping, breathe, pulse, heal, pleasure. Then I knew no more. Oh my god, what did she do to us? What did she do? Is she like hiding us? I can hear the sound of rainfall, or the sound of humming wings. I wake up in the guest room. I have a slight fever. I feel numb. It feels like a strange force is holding me down. I close my heavy eyelids and take a breath. My headache and dizziness refuse to leave. Images go through my mind. My thoughts are in disorder. Gradually the sound of rain penetrates my body. There is no other sound in the deathly silent room. In the middle of the rain, I hear a motorcycle engine. I get up, I go to the window and open the curtains. Behind the glass window is a wall of black. No matter how I strain my eyes, I cannot find a single light. I think I see the figure of a person moving in the dark. I begin to feel irrationally uneasy. Something is forcing my heart to beat faster. I go out the door and run down the long corridor. A countless number of black butterflies enter my vision as they fly indoors. Tens, hundreds, thousands. In the corridor on the ceiling, the jet black wings dance like scattering flowers, like excited shadows. This is the domain of the night. I go through the entry hall, leaving the mass of black butterflies behind. Wet black stone paving rippling water. I quicken my pace towards the small storage room. The wet clothes slicking to my skin are unpleasant. Drops of water fall from the tips of my hair. I do not have the slightest idea why I am so anxious, but I have a feeling that something will happen. Yoru had said a guest. He hadn't said sacrifice. The door opens with a jarring squeak. Full of uncertainty, I head down the helical staircase, counterclockwise, down, down, down. The first door to the basement is not locked. The moment I open the door, a swarm of butterflies flies by. Wait, 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 wait. The overlapping thunder of wings sounds like rainfall. Squinting, I can see that the interior door is open. I stop moving of an unfamiliar presence. Sound of talking. I pull open the door and peer in. Standing before the bed is an unknown man. Slowly he takes off his clothes. Shu is lying on the bed opposite him. Not scared, not afraid, no opposition. Not doing anything, just observing the man's actions. At length the man is nude and hovering over her small body. White hair, white body, white feet, white arms, white face. Red eyes. I think our eyes meet. I might have been about to cry out, or I might have been about to yell. At the moment I open my mouth, I feel an incredible impact to the back of my head. Is what I see before me swallowing my thoughts in pain? Is what I see before me stealing my sight to darkness? With that, I lose consciousness. Oh my. Is he... Color is coming back? Oh my, what the... My thoughts are in disorder during the first few moments of walking. Time is warped and places overlap. A great number of emotions collapses together like building blocks. Everything had happened in an island. If I open my eyes, all I will see is stillness. If I look up, I will see the stucco ceiling and the gloomy light spines of books line the wall. It is the study. I do not know why I am in this room. I feel a dull pain on the back of my head. My body is heavy and sluggish. If I don't wake up, I won't breathe. When I do, my lungs feel numb. Up until now, you were unconscious from having been struck in the carotid artery. In the very dim light, I hear a very familiar voice. He is turning the pages of a book intermittently. I hear the sound of flipping paper. Yoru is sitting at the interview couch. His eyes run along the print in the book and he does not look up. At his words I remember. What was that? It is as you saw. Glaring, I ask in a stiff voice. Still, his fingers continue turning the pages. The rain seems to have stopped. In the distance, a nocturnal bird cries. Sexual intercourse between living gods. A ceremony between two of the same species. Why, oh my god. Raising strength by means of sexual relations is a compulsory service. You too? No, that is not my place. I take on Yoru's bitter smile. Perhaps I'm just trying to make myself feel better, but thinking so makes my expression vanish. And then he continues on an indifferent voice. The Shutsuki are asexual, so sexual communication will be by anal intercourse. They do not have actual genitalia, just an orifice. There is no chance of undesired conception. In that moment I see white. I am assaulted by the explosion of terrible emotions. Hate, anger, disgust, intent to kill. Blood boils in my skull. I jump from the couch to hit him, but my raised fist stops before Yoru's face. He is pointing a gun at my forehead. It is in his right hand, which has been hidden by his book. Seeing it jogs my memory. It had belonged to the murdered man. The clock from below chimes for the late night. I see myself reflected in the expressionless eyes. We will begin your test now. What? The man you saw is still in the basement. Now you can send the guest back here without incident. My nails dig into my palms from gripping so tightly in a fist. I suppress my urge to kill and glare at the youth before me. It feels like betrayal. I remember the image of him gently stroking Shu's hair. Unforgivable, whatever reason there may be. I will say it again, this is a test. If you say or try anything, they will tear you apart. I raise my hand thinking that I should hit him, but in the next instant I lose my thoughts and I am unable to move. Lightly, nimbly, several butterflies hover above my head like black petals. 1, 2, 3. Killers dubbed with numbers as names. Now then, please go on. He says it like this is the beginning of some game. Blood trickles from my lips where I've bitten them. I restrain my anger and lower my fist. I turn around gruffly and storm out of the study. I have no intention of going back to the guest room. I open the front door and head out. There does not seem to be any break in the rain. The wet darkness reflects from my eyes and clear drops of rain fall. Occasionally a night bird breaks the silence. As usual, there isn't a single light from the house behind me. With a crack, I open the door to the storage room. I turn on the ceiling light and search for something to end this. There is an axe standing next to some bundled firewood. I grab the handle and lift it. I gaze at the reflecting edge glinting in the light. It is the light from rust, an awkward mass of iron. Gripping the handle tightly, I strike at the nearby firewood. After a loud and disconcerting noise, a large chunk of wood flies free, good enough to kill a person with. I go through the door, still open from before, then down the spiral staircase, light and shadows in succession, perpendicular and parallels. Everything is warped little by little. Even the shadows of my own movements are convoluted. The unnatural sound of reverberating footsteps fills every space. Yoru had said that this was a test. If I can bring back the guest with no problem, everything might go back to normal. I could possibly return my relationship with him to how it's been in the past 3 days. But right now, Shu is in the arms of a man. I squint, my head aches. Unforgivable, unforgivable, unforgivable. Anything and everything seems grotesquely wrong. Perhaps the most twisted one is me. Kill, 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 kill. For Shu? No. It is not as simple as self-deception as that. To call it love is presumptuous. It is the desire to monopolize. My whole being rejects the existence of that man. Kill, 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 kill. I cannot stand for anyone to touch Shu for a minute, a second. No matter how many tens, hundreds of times I swing down with the axe, it is not enough. But it will only take one swing to kill. The three butterflies continue dancing above my head. They will probably kill me before I can kill him. But I can't just bring him. You can't just bring him back like this. To put it simply, he's better off dead. I head towards the now calm bed. Fingers trembling, I reach for the door. It is not locked. I grasp the handle and push it open hard. In the next moment, all that is before me is one color. Red. It is a suffocating sea of blood. Scarlet. The room has become uninhabitable, overpowered with stench. Crimson. A thick dark brown repaints the neutral color of the ground. Bloody. Upon the bed is his corpse, a mass indistinguishable as a man. Red. Like a crushed insect. The man I hate so much, his corpse is right in front of me. Wings of butterflies glitter blue in the vicinity, not black nor white, but a brilliant blue. Corpses of Yachu, of a color foreign to this place. Understanding clicks within my confused mind. It seems that the dead man was a Shu Tsukai. Thinking about it, Yoro's explanation of him being with Shu seems natural. And now within a deep red painted room, as if desiring dead flesh, as if drinking spilt blood, a mass of white butterflies. I walk in, shoes making a wet noise as I proceed. Then I notice, from the pools of blood are scattered red footprints. Blood, 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 blood. At the end of the trail of footprints, the door is slightly open. I pass by the man's corpse in silence. As if being guided, I somehow pull the door open. If Shu is beyond this door, I can't hesitate. At the heart of the familiar room, Shu is lying on the bed. Sitting against the wall defensively, she hugs her small knees to her chest. The crimson color has stained everything, meat and blood, brain. Is she this different of a creature? A momentary slide-dive shudders passes through my whole body. A momentary instinctive shudder passes through my whole body. This must be how small animals feel when confronted by a predator. Terror, disgust, awe, all tell me I should run, and yet I can't tear my gaze away. And yet, Shu is still beautiful. My nameless emotion walks upon my throat, cloaking me. Silently I embrace her small, blood-stained shoulders. She is so white, I don't think she will ever return to normal. When I touch her, she is limp, and her body temperature is so low that my chest constricts. She is so spectacularly white that I feel dizzy. Shu seems surprised by my speechless embrace. The smell of iron is choking me. I bring my face closer to her red-stained shoulders. I realize this is a warped happiness. In this black and ashen world, white is like a phantom. Still in my arms, still painting. Still not lost. Let's go outside, Shu. Once more I repeat the same words. With a different meaning this time I repeat. With a nod, Shu returns my embrace. That is her answer. The contract has been signed. Her kiss on my hand is my raison d'être. Like last night, I carry Shu on my back as I ascend the helix. I still love our overlapping body heat. I need a change of clothes. Mine has been stained by the man's blood. The man's motorcycle is probably still parked outside. I plan to escape using that. I had acquired a driver's license just in case. I just remembered. I check my watch. The hour hand points to 5. Dawn is fast approaching. I must hurry. In the achromatic helix, heavy footsteps reverberate. Though I am carrying Shu on my back, I don't relinquish my hold on the axe. It is an instinctual decision. More than a premonition, a conviction. We're going up the stairs. I stop and look up. Beyond the pure white helix lingers a dark shadow, as if a drop of ink has accidentally been spilled. Darker than dark, a deep jet black silhouette. Good morning, Shu and Sera-san. Oh, it's Yoru. A nightmarish vision of a god of death standing before me. Behind him hover three black butterflies. A pair of emotionless eyes look down at me. The anger of the past leaves me. I just gaze back. Please go back now. Silently, I gently lower Shu to the floor. The axe burns in my grip. I've made my decision. A swarm of white butterflies appear with a noise like a sudden shower. They've guessed what I intend, as if feeding off Shu's fear. A countless number of wings begin to gather overhead. There are too many of them. Without a change in expression, Yoru murmurs to himself, "This is my chance." I refuse. I exhale quickly and break into a run. Yoru, facing me, pulls out a revolver from his chest holster. The next instant, our bodies entangle, and yet at the same time, his black-clad back slips past me. He is behind me. Yoru's fists knocks the dazed Shu off her feet. Her small body slams into the wall and crumbles to the ground. Well then, there aren't many now. The intent to kill fades from my thoughts. Flapping, my body moves even before I can think. Before the black butterfly wings can graze my cheek, I roll to avoid them. A sharp pain, as though I have been sliced by fine cutlery. It feels more hot than painful. I rush at him howling. I swing the blade of the axe down with all my strength. The sound of murderous wind. A sliced off black hair flutters in the air. A difference of a few centimeters. As if he had seen through me. He had taken a step back and parried the stroke. In no time at all, he returned the attack. A second blow, a third blow. For a moment, a shock runs through my left leg. I don't have time to see if it was grazed. He grabs my collar and pulls me in. My field of vision is spinning. My back smashes against the curve of the banister. Sudden impact, sharp pain. In that shock of awareness, my spine makes a horrible creaking sound. It isn't broken, but it is severely injured. The axe falls from my hand and tumbles down the stairs, making a terrible racket. I stretch out my hand, but can't quite reach it. Of course, my numb arm can't move. Overhead, black and white butterflies begin to kill each other. Shrin, shrin? The mingling butterflies' wings chime out a high, clear sound as if playing an instrument. It is a sound that is pleasantly intoxicating to the listener. Shrin, shrin. It sounds just like they're singing, like they're dancing, like they're frolicking, like they're playing. A swarm of Yachu all committing fratricide. White has numerical advantage and is winning, but they've lost their master and they're confused and out of control. They've already begun to kill each other by mistake. Taking advantage of the chaos, the three remaining black consign the white to oblivion one by one. Wings shredded to pieces fall and pile up on the spiral staircase, almost like snow, almost like petals. They continue to fall and pile up like snow, countless white corpses. Quiet, pretty, very ugly as well. Quite pretty. Yoru remarks as if speaking to himself. Our gazes meet and he crouches down in front of me. His face is shadowy, backlit by the illumination overhead. Enduring the dull pain, I glare at him. Do you understand, Sera-san? By nature, the Shutsuki have no male-female distinction. However, if a contract is formed, it is possible for them to obtain reproductive function. From asexual to bisexual. Like a perfect transformation, a dramatic metamorphosis. Whichever way you do it, it's extreme. As he speaks, he unfastens his tie. Thin fingers begin to unbutton his shirt. With his stiffened open, his white, elegant collarbone is exposed. Like Shu and me, he has a birthmark. A butterfly, extending jet-black wings. Shu and I are twins, born from the womb of the same mother. Fraternal, as you can see. In the past, it was extremely rare to bear Shutsuki as twins. That's why, as an experiment, the Mutsuki family decided to raise Shu as a woman and myself as a man. Because of that, I was absolved from taking any of the duties of a woman. You understand, Sera-san? It should come back to you soon. It's somewhat strange, but you are a woman, both biologically speaking and in the family register. You are unmistakably a woman. It's unfortunate, but even if she were able to have sex with you as a man, her soul would be female. It's because you're a woman that you love Chu. Ah, you've remembered. The reason you were chosen as a sacrifice, the reason you've been estranged from your former reality, is because you are a woman even though you are a man. That's why you, who had lost all your memories as a man, chose the maiden, Shu, to complete yourself. She was weak and fragile maiden, which is why you could transform Shu into something holy. You took something that was even weaker than yourself, and past being awed by her nobleness, you enshrined her, believed in her as your girlfriend. Then, quiet voice indifferently addresses me. Gradually, the inside of my head begins to fade to white. I don't want to listen, he's annoying, I want him to be quiet. Sensation is slowly returning, and I raise my right hand. I reach up and wrap trembling fingers around Yoru's throat, which fills my gaze. I press with 2 fingers on his respiratory tract. My fingers dig into his throat, and yet Yoru's facial expression does not change. 1. No, he's killing us, calls out the black butterfly's name in a voiceless murmur. There is a thick, dull sound. First moment, my brain can't even remember to scream. An electric current runs through all the nerves in my body, and the strength in my finger drains all at once. The instant my pulse resumes, blood sprouts from my left shoulder. The blood gushes in time with the convulsions in my lungs. Hey, Sarasan, what you've mistaken for love is simple and printing. The you that lost your memories unconsciously search for your meaning of life. The Shu that you love doesn't exist beyond the dream. I lift my gaze to look at Yoru. The moment I open my mouth, the heavy pain stills my tongue. In the end, what are you trying to say? Well then, let's explain. As I speak, I grip the railing behind me. Yoru's face is before me. I can't tear my gaze away, and I don't know why. Black, silent, shining eyes. Gaze, fingertips. One hand drawn to my head. Sighs. His lips press against mine. Lips touching and pulling away, hot. Yoru's fingers glide over my cheekbones as if to cover them. He spins words for me. From so close I can feel his breath. Shu may want no one but you, but apparently even I'll do for you. The sensation of warm, slender fingers, a pair of cold, deep black eyes. It's too bad. It doesn't sound damning or regretful. All I hear is an indifferent voice. His fingers lift from my face. As if nothing has happened, his words continue. You may have already started to suspect it, but that birthmark is proof of the contract. It's a shame, but bearing a child with a contract has become a taboo in the Mitsuki family. Even now, there are too many deformities among the Mitsuki offspring. For example, 2 heads or multiple limbs. There's no need to become further genetically separated from humans, is there? If, by any chance, a contract bearer were to be born not of the Mitsuki, we would be ordered to immediately destroy them. Still, in this insect cage, if you are determined to be kept as a mate for Shu, the Mitsuki family welcomes you. What will you do, Sera-san? That moment I hear the sound of meat being sliced off. For the first time, Yoru's facial expression distorts. A blade has swung down from behind and bitten into Yoru's shoulder. Fresh blood overflows vigorously from the cut like boiling hot water. Shu? Looking over his shoulder, Yoru murmurs expressionlessly. Letting go of the shaft of the axe, Shu draws back as if frightened. Right in front of my eyes, Yoru's body crumples. Before I know it, the butterflies fluttering has ceased. Not a single one moves now. My mind is still paralyzed, but I suddenly know that the time to run is now. Trampling on the white corpses, I brace my shaking knees and stand up. I'm glad neither of my legs were broken. Shu is staring at Yoru in a daze. I take her hand. I begin to ascend the stairs as if pulled. Oh my God! No voice rises from behind to stop me. I follow the Helix part way within uncertain gaze. A faint shadow flutters overhead. As I raise my head, a pair of black wings float above me, a black butterfly. It flaps slowly in place, as if still trying to determine its target. Wait, don't kill them, one. A hoarse, controlled voice comes from behind. I look over my shoulder and see Yoru rising as he shields the wound on his shoulder. Gripping the handle of the axe, springing from his shoulder, he grimaces a little as he pulls it out. It seems the wound was superficial. By all means, please go. I hear his unexpected words. I look at him dubiously and he lowers his eyes as if molding his assent. His hoarse voice continues to speak. It's all right from here on after. I won't lift a finger to stop you. Why? I realize that, as an older brother, I should support my little sister's love. He speaks softly and smiles. It looks like his usual unnatural smile. Goodbye, Sera-san. We won't meet again. And to Chu, who is nestled close to me, he says, go on. Let's go. As usual, his manner is incomprehensible. Calling to Chu, who is petrified with fear, I turn. Once more, I take her hand and we begin to climb the rest of the stairs. The black child, receding into the distance, says nothing more. Our uncertain footsteps overlap, blend and die out. I keep wondering why he smiled like that at the end, but can't afford to question it. My fingers are frozen from all that bleeding. I can't even tell if the wound is hot or cold. We arrive at the end of the helix and I tug open the door. At the last moment, I look over my shoulder in hesitation and stop. I don't know if I can forgive him, but in the end, I can't hate him. Wasn't Shu lonely? Wasn't Yoru bored? All by themselves. Sera Kaoru, that is my name. There was no other identity in my restored memory. Sera Kaoru, a senior in high school, 18 years old. My parents died in a car accident. In middle school and high school, I didn't try to get close to anyone in class. Classmates, teachers, I felt like they surrounded me from a distance. Only my grades were good, I had no friends I could talk to. It was just like Yoru said. I had never known if I was a boy or if I was a girl. For as long as I could remember, I referred to myself as Boku, not Watashi. And I was alone. I always read at my desk between classes. The books I kept in my desks was Picture Book Without Pictures, my favorite book. I thought it was a meaningful life as it was. It wasn't It wasn't strict. I didn't hate it, but I was alone. Perhaps I was lonely. Perhaps I was bored. Perhaps in my mind I had lumped them together with me. Is there a human alive who's satisfied with solitude? When all was said and done, I wasn't satisfied with it. I didn't think the time I spent was useless. As I stopped in confusion, retraced my steps, and started living. I'd only just decided what college I was going to, only just gotten my motorcycle license. Ordinary, bored, unhappy. However, this is my locus. My focus. Sorry. My focus is Shu? And making donuts for her? Right now I've decided to love Shu. I don't know what I can do. Maybe I can't do anything. I don't know where I can go. Maybe I can't go anywhere. And yet for the first time in my life, I don't think I can lose. And because for the first time I'm in love. Because for the first time I feel important. Just holding her close, I want her to always be near. Even if, as Yoru had said, it's just a twist, a hallucination. I'm strangely, ridiculously, deeply in love. It may well be as he says. For me, she's like a beautiful dream that no one else has ever had. Undoubtedly, I can never return once I wake. The sun is rising in the eastern sky, the shape of the clouds, the scent on the wind. The entire world is oddly peaceful. Warding everything off, the silence almost seems to coil about me. My eyes, having been used to the gloom, are dazzled by the tiny bit of light. The gentle breeze brushes my cheeks gently and is soon gone. I turn my face into the wind, the scenery trickles in green, the thick, luxurious forest in front of me, the path vanishing into the trees. Before me sits a motorcycle. Walking uncertainly, I grip Shu's hand and run. If we don't hurry up and struggle forward, we won't make it. I feel a harsh, horrible premonition. I feel like I've made an irreparable mistake and haven't realized it yet. But you don't even know Shu's name, do you? The instant I remember, I stop walking. I'd certainly heard the name Shu from Yoru, but I'd never known the kanji for Shu. All of them are Shu. Certainly, as Yoru had said, I don't even know her name. And not just her name, in addition, nothing. I don't know anything. The emotions in my frozen heart are trying to say something. Perhaps unconsciously, it is trying to follow the memories I have of Shu and me. And I turn to look at them, the building standing behind me. It is at that moment, the sound that cuts the wind. I reflexively thrust Shu away from me. A dull sound. Simultaneously, my body crumples to the ground. The world is spinning. It almost looks like the ground has disappeared. I see the sky. I just turn my face and look up at Shu. Behind her flutters a single butterfly. Blue. It isn't black or white. I remember. The butterfly of the man I had intended to kill. Of the Shu Tsukai who had died in the basement. A lone survivor. The last blue butterfly. A white butterfly immediately rends it to pieces and it falls to the ground. I can't move my hands and feet anymore. At first I feel hot, but immediately feel freezing. My senses fade one by one. The heat of my blood, the pain from my wound. I can't feel anything. Shu. I call her name, but there is no sound. I only hear the sound of bubbling blood. Probably mine. Anything and everything is a mistake. I don't know anything. But in the end, if I can't see Shu, this won't be such a bad death after all. If I can see Shu, sorry. Surely that has to be the case. That is the only thing that is not a mistake. Green, clouds, light. I haven't lost anything. More than anything, Shu is beautiful. I haven't lost her, not even at the end. She's just so beautiful. Heat. From arms holding me close. Temperature. Pulse. Crying. And a voice. I'm not crying, however, the person crying is. I can hear it in my head. Someone is crying. Who is? Shu is. What should I do? I don't want her to cry. Shu, you don't have to cry. For my sake, you really shouldn't cry. Oh, a voice like a animal's cry can be heard. Embracing the blood-stained corpse, the pure white child is howling. It's too late, blood is flowing sluggishly from the body, whose heart no longer beats. A tearless, voiceless wail continues to roar into the distant sky. Ooh. The white child doesn't even know how to cry. Quiet footsteps approach and stop at length. The black child appears behind her. Ooh. And dawn arrives in brilliantly colored splendor. Oh, but Shu cannot survive the dawn. It hurts her, right? Ah, it's regaining its color. It's a beautiful picture. It is a splendid daybreak. The leaden clouds break up, the sun shines through, creating a pillar of soft light. Mist pours from the forest, is swallowed by the light and vanishes. Birds begin to sing as if they've been set free. Light and color return to the achromatic world. Ooh. And a change comes over the white child. Fingertips burn, an omen. Bubbles begin to rise on crimson congested skin. The white skin changes to a blackish brown, charring from the fingers. Oh my god, she is being burnt! Dark scar tissue rapidly spreads. The skin begins to crumble into necrosis from the fingers. Oh. The white child isn't aware of the pain spreading through her whole body. She makes no attempt to find a shadow to hide in. She continues to hold the body in her arms. Oh. At length, the black child takes out a revolver and cocks it. Without hesitation, he pulls the trigger. The dull sound of an explosion. The fired bullet slams into her head. Blood flies from her skull and splatters onto the ground. Her small body collapses like a string has snapped in her spine. The color of abundant blood spreads like crimson petals. At length, the two pools of blood blend and fuse, and nothing else is heard. The soft breeze strokes his cheeks and soon stops. Turning around the direction the wind is blowing from, he gazes at the dripping green scenery. The sound of the piercing green leaves pile up. The forest is uninhabited, but the wind whirls high in the sky. No one can hear the sound of sap dripping on the foliage. Cries of small birds can be heard in the distance. The light leaf green sunbeams stretch out. A light breeze blows by, but the sound is unheard. In a world bursting with color, the black child stands out. Blue tinged black hair, eyes deeper than shadows. At a scene that would drive an ordinary person to madness, he stands showing no feeling at all. I'm sorry I lied. What? It is an emotionless voice. He leaves no more than these words as he turns. He has discharged his duty. The smell of blood and gunpowder rises from his body. He slowly advances towards the mansion, towering before his eyes. He looks over his shoulders. The mansion, isolated from the physical world, already shows no sign of life. There are only the dark winged black butterflies fluttering like shadows. They flap behind their master as if nestling close to him. The Shutsuki is weak to light. It would have only taken her 5 minutes to burn up and die, same as you. I am alright, I am weak to light, but it will not kill me. His eyes, accustomed to the achromatic colors, feel dazzled by the small amount of light. As he shields the wound on his shoulder, he slowly begins to ascend the stairs. Ah yes, since I no longer have a little sister, I think I'll prepare for a journey. I'll leave when the sun goes down. I'll probably travel so long I'll get sick of it. As he speaks, he takes out a black box. In the gradually heightened darkness, the black butterflies fluttering overhead are shut into the box one by one. Still, I probably won't get bored. The black child shuts the lid in a snap and keeps walking. With no one else there in the dim light, the bonbon is all that remains. Silence returns to the achromatic world. It is a deathly quiet again. Once upon a time, in this insect cage, 2 butterflies had been raised. After our story ended, the black butterfly more or less disappeared. The girl, Shu, who had just lost her life, her real name was Asa. Scenario program. Well, that was a whole other part of the story that we didn't see before. So yeah, this is most likely the true ending. Mono Gear. Isa Miyaya Akihiro. I kind of don't exactly understand what was happening, but as far as I could tell, I'm guessing what he lied about is the fact that Shu, or her real name being Asa, is a figment of my imagination. that she, I'm guessing, is not actually a figment of my imagination and is in fact a real person that he wanted to get rid of, I'm guessing. It's a rather it's a rather dark story, but I don't know if what basically he lied about was simply that Shu was a goddess, or I don't know what he lied about. Maybe it was about the trauma. Maybe you were living through Shu or through Asa. Or was it just that he had lied about her name? That her name was not actually Shu, it was Asa, that everything else that he said was correct. Is Asa or Shu just a figment of your imagination? Is she representing your innocence? And is the entire point of what happened with Asa, the intercourse, is that basically just signifying that you, being Sera, are sort of reliving maybe a traumatic memory of rape or something similar? It is quite a. I think honestly, people should just interpret what they want from this. It's a very peculiar story, and at the end, I had wanted to click on the question mark icon that popped up, but I wasn't able to for some reason. Or maybe I should have clicked on it. Huh. I think maybe I will try to see later or add in the description my thoughts more on this, this game and everything going on about it. I would like if there was more of a discussion to actually find stuff, because this is a rather small and obscure game. It's also relatively short. But that being said, it has absolutely beautiful music and rather nice scenery. I feel really bad for Asa in this case, having to go through what she did. But at the end, I guess she got what she wanted. She got freedom, compared to always being caged in. I hope that you enjoyed, well, watching or reading, more like listening to me trying to narrate, although many times sadly failing. But I hope I made it more atmospheric. Well, very well then. I hope you all have a very good evening, afternoon. I hope you all have a very good day. Goodbye.